What's up guys, David here, and today we have another phone buff style video, this time a drop test between the Galaxy S10 Plus and the iPhone XS Max. Now what's interesting about this drop test is on the one hand you have the iPhone, which Apple claims is using the strongest glass to ever be used in a smartphone, or at least that's what they were saying back when they announced it. And then on the other hand, you have the Galaxy S10 Plus, which is using the new Gorilla Glass 6, which at least according to Corning, the company who makes Gorilla Glass, can survive drops up to 2 times better than Gorilla Glass 5, which is what Samsung was using on their phones last year. Which of course begs the question, which one of these two very expensive smartphones is actually more durable? And of course, if you don't want to drop $1,000 on a smartphone, you can always check out this new 3D smartphone that comes in at just under $300 from the sponsor for today's video in Rocket. So Rocket just launched a number of new smartphones that offer some pretty unique features without breaking the bank. The IO 3D and 3D Pro use patented screen technology that allow them to play 3D content without needing to wear 3D glasses. For content, Rocket is including 1 month of their Rockflix service for free, which they say has the most extensive 3D library in the world. But going beyond just 3D, all of their smartphones include 12 months of Rock Talk for free, where you can make unlimited outbound domestic and international calls over Wi-Fi. And you also get 12 months of Rock Health for free, where you can talk to a personal doctor whenever you need and benefit from pharmacy savings of up to 75% on prescriptions. Rocket also has other bundled services like roadside assistance and music at a low monthly cost, which you can learn more about in addition to learning about the new smartphones at the first link down below in the description. Alright, let's get to the drop test. Round number 1, backdrop. In 3, 2, 1. After the backdrop, both phones have their rear glass damaged. The Gorilla Glass 6 on the Galaxy S10 Plus didn't really seem to make any difference here despite all of Corning's claims, with the glass completely shattering and spiderwebbing all across the back. The iPhone's glass on the other hand, while not completely undamaged, did significantly better with its back having just a few cracks. And although its big protruding camera lens did get a few scuffs around its housing, the iPhone did well enough here to get the win in round number 1. Round number 2, corner drop. In 3, 2, 1. The screens on both phones remain undamaged after that corner drop, which is actually pretty impressive when you consider just how thin the bezels are on these devices. And while both phones did receive a few scuff marks on the corners themselves, there really isn't much of a difference between the two, making it a tie in the corner drop. Round number 3, face drop. 3, 2, 1. The face drop did its damage to both phones. The cracks on the iPhone are mostly contained to the bottom corner of the screen, whereas the S10's cracks spiderweb all across the front. And to make matters worse, after doing our 15-point inspection where we test everything from the cameras and sensors to the flashlight and charging port, we found that the S10's fingerprint scanner under the glass no longer works. Like, no matter how many times we tried, how much pressure we applied, we just couldn't unlock the phone with a fingerprint. We even tried restarting the S10 without any luck, and after going into the settings, the S10 wouldn't even allow us to register a new fingerprint. So a really disappointing result for the S10 Plus here, giving the win to the iPhone in round number 3. Bonus round. Okay, so while the S10's fingerprint scanner no longer works, the good news is everything else still does, meaning it gets to go on to the bonus round. Now, we call it the bonus round because it's the least important round in this test due to the fact that nobody really drops their smartphone 10 times consecutively. However, this round does at least give you an idea as to the impact and shock resistance on a phone. Last time, the iPhone was able to survive 3 consecutive drops before the area between the second and the third rows on the touchscreen stopped working. So we'll see if the Galaxy S10 Plus can do any better. In 3, 2, 1. So, one bonus drop in, phone looks like it's good. See if the screen works. Yes, it does. All right, let's move on. 3, 2, 1. That was amazing. It just fell flat, no bounce, just stuck the landing. Can we call? Yes, we can. And one more drop, buddy, and you're done. All right, drop number 10 in 3, 2, 1. So some glass flew out just for the grand finale. This insane, totally ridiculous bonus round. And phone is still going. Can make an emergency call if we needed to. All right, it passed. So after 10 consecutive drops from just under 1.5 meters, the S10 Plus seems to still be going relatively strong. We checked if all those drops smacked some sense back into the fingerprint scanner, but as expected, it's still a no in that department, but otherwise the camera and the touchscreen still remain fully functional, so a pretty good result in the bonus round. Okay, so with all 4 rounds in the books, it's time to take a look at the scorecard. The way scoring works here is the winner of each round always receives 10 points, with the loser of each round receiving somewhere in between 6 and 9 points depending on how much worse it did. So in the first round, the Gorilla Glass 6 on the S10 Plus didn't seem to help at all, with it shattering significantly worse than the iPhone. In the second round, both phones held up rather nicely. In the third, both phones cracked, but the Galaxy S10 suffered one of the worst results we've had in a while, with the functionality of its fingerprint scanner being completely destroyed. And finally, in the fourth round, the S10 proved that while a single drop can kill its fingerprint scanner, at least its other components have great impact and shock resistance. But in the end, the S10's more shattered glass and the failure of the fingerprint scanner costed the match, making the winner of this drop test the iPhone XS Max. Anyways, that is